Hello everyone, my name is Paul, Flight Ops Team Lead with the Pilot Club, and welcome to episode 28 of TPC Hangar, where we discuss upcoming flights as well as review any specific information related to the club. This episode we're going to be talking about flights October 3rd to October 9th. This episode is brought to you by ArkanSTOL, one of the toughest short takeoff and landing competitions around, as well as our partners over at Flight Simulation Association, one of the largest communities of flight simulation enthusiasts, and they help serve our community in more ways than one. Before we get into the flights for the week, I just want to mention that the ArkanSTOL event we just had ended up being a great event. All of our competitors flew fantastically, and thank you to everybody that came out to make that event what it was. All of the winners were also announced at the final ceremonial award on Saturday night at the real ArkanSTOL event. So I'll leave a link in the description below to that video. And once again, thank you to everybody.
First place in the light sport class, we had Tommy. First place in the touring class, we had Michael. And first place in the performance class, we had Blake. And unfortunately, we didn't have any winners in the bush class. Again, thanks to everybody that participated. It was a great event, and stay tuned for the next one.
Alright, so once you make your way over to thepilotclub.org, click on Dispatch. This will always get you to the newest flights that we have upcoming for the week. First up, GA Tuesday, hosted by Mark. Now, since it's the first Tuesday of the month, we're going to be doing a US tour. We're continuing off, of course, where we left off and heading into New Mexico this time. Now, of course, depending on how many parts each one of these US tours vary, depending on how much each state has to offer. We don't have the flight plan up on the website just yet, but just know, of course, that Mark and his team are going to whip up something that's crazy good. So stay tuned for it, and we'll let everybody know when it's available. Now, the flight up next is a completely new event to the club, Bush Wednesdays, hosted by Willie. The purpose of these flights are to fly into fields that are underimproved or less desirable than most to fly into. And we plan on taking everybody out of their comfort zone and really testing the stick and rudder skills of our pilots. Now, of course, Willie has a great flight plan set up for us, and what better place to start off first than the Gut Gravel Academy.
Now, just like you hear me say every week for the GA Tuesday events, the fact that you need to read the flight plan in full before you attend the event, same thing is going to hold true for the Bush Wednesday flights. Willie has done an amazing job at putting these all together and has every little bit of detail you can think of. From the aircraft you should be using, the scenery that's required for the flight, as well as any other little good add-ons such as the new Parallel 42 campout site, which is a great little add-on. I use it all the time myself. And of course the flight plan, he has it all laid out right here with the map of where we're going to be going. But on these flights, having a little nav map is definitely going to be a big help in fully understanding where these small off-grid airports are located. So again, these flights on Wednesday, we welcome everybody to join. Just please make sure you read the flight plan in full. And if you have any questions, ask me, Willie, or any one of our staff.
It's TPC's Sky Blue Radio Flying Thursday. For this one, our partners down at Atlanta has set us up with two great facilities for us to fly into. But first, don't forget to click that player to listen to the newest music from Sky Blue Radio, as well as make your way over to skyblueradio.com, sounding great at any altitude.
The two facilities that are being showcased for this event are only 13 nautical miles apart from one another. First up, we have the Class Charlie of Greenville, Spartanburg. This is going to be the largest option at an 11,000 foot runway. Next up, for the GA folk coming in or a business jet kind of looking for a challenge, we have Spartanburg Downtown. That's going to bring us a 5,800 foot runway. And of course, on all these Sky Blue Radio flights, we welcome all traffic.
It's the second Saturday of the month, which means it's time for our challenge flight. Serge will be hosting this one, and he'll be taking us over to Paro. And of course, the purpose of these challenge flights are to be challenging, whether it be a lot of tricky terrain or a hard approach or a hard departure. And of course, Surge picked Paro for a reason.
Once you take out a sectional and look at the area, you can definitely tell where the challenge starts. 16.5, almost 17,000 over here. Foot terrain, 24,000, 19,000, 20. Such high terrain in this little area. And of course, the airport is pretty low at only a 7,364 foot elevation. And to make it difficult while dropping down from all that terrain around you, we have to deal with a 7,431 foot runway. So as you can tell, these are definitely challenging flights.
On Sunday, we have 2 flights. First, in the morning, we have another VATSIM first wings. Of course, these flights are perfect for anybody that's looking to get their toes wet on the network for the first time. Next is Sunday Fun Day, hosted by Andrew. And on this one, we're flying out of Salt Lake City, and we're heading over to Wichita, Kansas.
The cool thing about this flight, we'll be going through a rainbow of elevation changes. First up, we'll be departing out of the Class Bravo of Salt Lake City. Most of us should be familiar with that field or have flown in and out of it at least once while on the network. And then we'll be heading down to the Class Charlie of Wichita, Kansas. And of course, this routing brings us a 705 nautical mile flight.
Well, everyone, that concludes this episode 28, flights October 3rd to October 9th. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And of course, where all that magic happens, over on our Discord. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you up in them virtual skies.